What's going on, everyone? It's Ernie, Blerd Without Fear, and today we are going to be taking a look at The Drowned. And this is another one of the Batmen of the Dark Multiverse, or rather, Batwoman of the Dark Multiverse. So this is another Dark Knight's Metal tie-in for the also named Dark Knight's Metal Batman-related event in DC Rebirth. And this time around, this is going to be a Batman, or, Batwoman, who happens to obtain the powers, or powers similar to, maybe not the powers, maybe not exactly the power of, but powers very similar to Aquaman. So before we jump into this, make sure to hit me up in the comment sections with any possible comics or videos you want me to cover in the future, because I would love to do more videos where I'm talking about the stuff that you guys want me to. And if you haven't done so yet, consider subscribing. That way you become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers, and make sure to tap that bell button so you don't miss any of the videos that I put up. Okay, so this one, if you watch the Dawnbreaker video, you would probably know that I wasn't terribly crazy about the Dawnbreaker, and I feel like I don't know if I'm in the minority on that one, because I feel like some of the other people I've talked to weren't super lit on fire by him, but I do know that The Drowned is a much different story for me, because I think one of the things was motive. Like, what's the motive? What is the driving force behind this Batman of the Dark Multiverse, or Batwoman? So The Drowned is a character who, when we first see her appear, she's rolling up on Amnesty Bay, which, for those of you who are unfamiliar or familiar, is the home and, kind of the place where Aquaman hangs his hat, which, happens to not be in Atlantis. It's his home away from home. It's also where he grew up for the most part. And when The Drowned appears, like, she arrives at the very same lighthouse that Arthur Curry calls home. And I mean, she waylays it with this, blast of, it's almost like she's emitting this aqua energy of some sort. And she literally causes a tidal wave to wash over Amnesty Bay. I'm talking about drowning. It's like something out of like The Day After Tomorrow, or that crappy Geostorm movie that just recently came out. I mean, it's pretty insane. And the whole time, she's kind of giving her her inner monologue about how the world can't be redeemed, and how she sacrificed so much, and no wonder she couldn't save the world, and she has a new plan, and all this other stuff, and you're just like, whoa. But, it's not long before we see Aquaman and Mera show up to, try and stop her. And let's go ahead and just say it right now, they are no match for her. They are going after The Drowned 2-on-1, and The Drowned is going ham on them. To the point that, she's taking out Mera with little to no effort whatsoever. Like, there's even a point where she tries to use her water powers, her ability to control water, because that's Mera's thing. Mera can literally, she's kind of like a Hydra Fist. She can, channel and control water in just about any scenario. And in this case, the water is not listening to her. She can't get it to bend to her will, and it's because this water was created by The Drowned. And we get to learn a lot more about The Drowned in this one. And once again, going back to that whole deal where everything comes down to motive, and we see an Aquawoman. Looks like a complete and total badass. I'm just going to say it right now. It almost looks like Mera if Mera was Aquaman, or Aquawoman rather, only with blonde hair instead of red hair. And the Earth The Drowned comes from is Earth -11, which is where everything is kind of gender flipped. So Batman is a woman, Aquaman is a woman. All the roles that would normally be held by men are held by women, which that's a world I can get behind, because I won't lie, I actually really like the idea of a female Batman. I mean, I'm sorry, it's cool. I like the look of this character. Like, this is one of those characters I kind of wish we could have a little more time with. Like, I wish they weren't doing these as one-shots. I wouldn't mind like maybe a 4-part miniseries just of The Drowned, just alone. And so far, the Drowned is quickly becoming one of my favorite characters out of the Dark Knights of the Multiverse so far. But Aquawoman arrives on the surface and basically comes in and say, hey, I'm here to, supposedly come in peace. This is a Batwoman has lost. She's lost something. And for those of you who are probably, if you're reading this or reading along with me, or you've already read this, she keeps referring to somebody by the name of Sylvester. And that is technically her version, or at least the male version of Selena Kyle. So he's Catman or Cat Dude. He's Catman Dude. I don't know. I mean, that's a terrible joke. My God, kill me. But basically, Sylvester was taken out by a meta-human. Batwoman has kind of a vendetta, and it's kind of... sometimes you have to wonder whether or not her vendetta is justified, or if it's... I don't know. It makes me wonder if there was really any actual threat from Atlantis. Like, I don't know, for some reason I just get this weird feeling that, this was just Batwoman being paranoid because a metahuman, killed her lover. It's like there's dialogue that kind of says that maybe she was right, but there's also some dialogue that makes you wonder if maybe she was just being how the male Batman is, just being a little too judgmental. Doesn't take much. I mean, she kills Aquawoman with her own trident. Once it's all said and done, we find out that as a result of the death of Aquawoman, Atlantis retaliates by drowning Gotham like under a constant cascade of tidal waves and just it's pretty insane. But because of this, Batwoman has decided to take the time to experiment on herself. Like it was one point I thought maybe she was captured as I was reading this, like, oh no, she did this to herself. She modified her DNA and changed her molecular structure to where she became more Atlantean, so she could fight the war on their terms and be able to stand up to them, whether it was for altruistic reasons or not. She has the ability to control water and all that stuff, just like Mira. And I believe she even has like communication with fish or aquatic life. And she also creates her own army called the Deadwater, which is kind of a callback to the Aquaman comics. So there's that. As the Drowned, kind of starts to make a name for herself, the Batman Who Laughs comes along and says, hey, technically, your own selfishness and inability to trust anything is part of what's undoing your world, but we can find a way to give you a new world. And he basically offers her a hand to join the crusade against the multiverse of light. She doesn't fight it, not one bit, she just is like, oh, well, yes, I want in on this. I think she actually took to it quicker than the Dawnbreaker even did. And that's where we kind of come back to Earth Zero, where she's fighting Aquaman and Mira. And man, I won't lie, dude, she is going all in on him, and she takes Mira out to the point, like, she actually transforms Mira into one of her Deadwater minions. And I mean, Aquaman flips out, but before anything can happen, of course, Dr. Fate comes along and takes him away to the Oblivion Bar, as he's done with all the other Justice League members up to this point, as of Dark Knight's Metal number 3. So that happens, but I mean, I really like where the Drowned is going. Like I said, I feel like some of these characters, some of these Batman of the Dark Multiverse are characters I would actually like to see stay around, but I know they're not going to keep them because, or at least if they do, they'll probably treat it like Owlman in the New 52, where he hung around for a little bit even after the I guess what was it, Trinity War. So there's that. I don't know. I'm kind of hesitant to say much more about her because I feel like maybe it's just because she was different from Dawnbreaker. Maybe that's why I like her so much. But I mean, either way, I enjoyed it, and I think she's a good character. I want to see where this goes and see if they give her any more limelight. Anyways, so hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you all think about the Drowned. Give me an idea where she ranks in your Batman of the Dark Multiverse. If you like this video, make sure to click the like button, and also, if you want to see more awesome videos like this one, click subscribe so you can become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers, and make sure to tap that bell button so you make sure you get everything. Once again, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you all next time. plus ultra.